This is a channeled message from the Greys, and they've wanted me to do this for a while to help translate the messages that they have for us. But unfortunately, the Greys have got a really bad rap here. They are seen as a shadow alien race, or a race that is part of the dark forces or the dark things that happen here on Earth. Some say that they are fallen angels or demonic, which I have never experienced in my connection with them. But there is a lot of fear around the Greys because they are depicted the most in our movies. They are seen as doing all the abductions and the probing and the experimenting on humans. So there's a lot of fear around them. And I'm not saying that those things don't happen, by the way, but I've been surrounded by them my entire life and I've never met a bad one. I've never met a scary one. And I'm not saying that they don't exist, but there are a lot that are here to actually support us and help us on our journey. They are incredibly intelligent beings. Their healing abilities are off the charts, and they have a lot of knowledge that they are wanting to share with us. And they have knowledge from what's happened on other planets, from beings not being able to find peace and harmony, that duality they weren't able to overcome that. They have given me visions of planets literally blowing up because beings were in war. They couldn't overcome the duality and they literally blew themselves up. And that is not the timeline for Earth, because I'm here and because you're here. We did not come down here to have Earth blow up from war or from whatever else. We are here to help create the new Earth, and these beings are coming down to actually help us bring that into manifestation because they've already seen what's happened on other planets, if that makes sense. And I have a being right here, a Grey, and he's very close to me, and in shamanic practice I would call him my body protector. He is always with me, protecting my mind and what I absorb, and he strips things out of my mind if I pick up anything, to keep me separate from the hive mind or collective consciousness. He strips limiting beliefs out of my mind to keep me centered and to make sure that my channel is clear so I can channel properly. And he is actually pulling something out of my head now to show me something, and he's like showing me a rectangle, like a tablet kind of thing, showing me a scene. And the scene is of war, and there's fire, and there's people being shot, and there's violence and destruction. But I'm seeing staged shootings, and I'm seeing smoke kind of come up from the floor, and I'm seeing mirrors all around me. So that's smoke and mirrors. Whatever we're seeing of what's happening in the world right now there's a lot of smoke and mirrors around it. There's definitely staged shootings, even staged wars, and whatever we think we're seeing, we're not seeing the truth of it. And I've really struggled to make this video because my throat is just getting blocked for some reason, so I'm asking them for support. But the Greys communicate to each other through telepathy, and they communicate to me through telepathy. And there is no, telepathy can't be stopped no matter how far away you are from them. So Greys can talk to each other like from light years away. And because they all communicate through telepathy, if I can talk to one, I can actually talk to all of them and any knowledge that they're wanting to channel through. So they're showing me a little energy field or a ball, and they're showing me that, okay, I'll just use this as an example. So we have Jesus, the spirit of Jesus, the truth of who he was and the truth of Christ consciousness. And then we have another energy field over here that is what the collective thinks Jesus was, or who we thought he was, who we think, what we think he embodied and what we think Christ consciousness is, but it's not actually connected to his true spirit, if that makes sense. What they're showing me is that because energy is very powerful, because intention and belief is so powerful, when we have millions of people believing in a certain thing, it creates its own energy field, even if it's not the truth. So there are a lot of people, there are, I think, billions of people that have beliefs around Jesus that has created its own little energy field, but it's nowhere near connected to the true spirit of who he is. And we're not actually connected to Christ consciousness. We've created something else. The collective have all come together to create a belief. The churches have brainwashed us with who he was, and enough people are directing their energy and attention and intention and beliefs into a certain direction. It creates a energy field that then other people then connect in with or plug into, and then we start absorbing the information that the collective has created about a certain thing. And Jesus is just a example, but we could do the same with Donald Trump, his spirit, who he is. But even me just saying his name, there would have been emotions that have come up from me saying that. That isn't actually connecting with his true spirit and who he is as a soul. You're connecting in with the collective consciousness, the energy field that millions of people have created by all believing in the same thing. And that's how powerful we are as a collective. We create energy fields. We create form through our beliefs, which we know that, but the Greys are trying to show me that there is two very different things. There's the truth of a certain soul or spirit or level of consciousness, and then there's what we think it is. And they are not connected at all. And the Greys are showing me that most of us are actually plugging our awareness and our consciousness into the collective created energy field, if that makes sense. This isn't actually the truth, but there's so much energy behind it that when we plug in, it feels real. When we plug into it, we feel the emotions, we feel the belief as if it's real. And the collective all believing in something, we create form through that. So it does feel like there is substance to it. We do think that it's real, but it's actually not. It's completely separate from what the truth of it is. Another example of Princess Diana, her spirit and who she actually was as a person. And then there's millions of people who believe and have created an energy field of who we thought she was. But we don't actually know her, right? So her spirit's here, and what the collective thinks she was is over here. And so as a collective right now, we are all plugging in to the hive mind. We're all connecting into a collective consciousness of beliefs, and all of them are limiting beliefs, and that is holding us back. But we can also use this to our advantage, right? Because when we bring enough people together, the collective and the collective's beliefs and energy and intentions together hold so much power that instead of creating an energy field about who we think Donald Trump is, and there's actually two, they're showing me two different energy fields, one for the people who love him and one for people who hate him. And we both, you can plug into either of those, of who we think he is. But neither of them are actually the truth of what his soul is and what his spirit is. But when you have enough people believing in the same thing, it creates form and it creates an energy field. And the Greys are asking me for all of us right now to unplug. We need to know what we're plugging into, and this is way more than just, watch what you're watching on social media and watch the news that you're watching and watch what you're reading and be careful what you're consuming. This is energetically, what are you plugging into? And are you plugging into a collective consciousness or a hive mind belief of what something truly is, which is keeping you separate from the truth? And we, like I just said, we can use this to our advantage, where we can bring enough people together to create the new earth instead of hating on Trump or fighting about who we think Jesus was. that he was a savior when his true spirit and soul actually never said he was a savior. He said, you can do everything I can and more. His message was actually like, you don't need saving. You are like a son of God. You are the light. But the collective consciousness or that energy field, that belief we have around who Jesus really is, that doesn't have the same story, right? So we're being asked to unplug, and as a collective, we are actually being asked to create a new energy field, a new ball of energy. If enough people come together with the same belief, the same intention, we can create form through that. And the Greys right now are showing me that we should all come together and direct our energy into creating a field around the new earth, what we want the new earth to look like, what we want this new paradigm of earth to look like, where all these structures now are gone and dismantled and dissolved, where governments are gone, where money is gone, where everything that we are living in right now that causes so much pain and struggle dissolves, where duality is no longer a hindrance on our life, where there isn't this us versus them mentality. What would peace and heaven on earth look like? And we should, as a collective, all be directing our intention to that. And it's all like your intention is like a thread. And when everyone has their attention and their threads all joining together, it creates a ball of energy. So they're really guiding me to talk more about the new earth so we can keep weaving and creating our own little energy field of what the new earth is going to look like, and then we'll create form from that. So this links a lot with the next event that I'm doing, where we are going to connect, and the Greys are wanting to join in on that as well, but where we are all going to come together and seed our intentions for what we want the new earth to look like, because that is what the time is now. And by the way, there is no time, so it's always happening right now, but it's really important for us right now to be thinking about the new earth and directing our attention and our intention to creating form around that, instead of plugging into whatever else you're plugged into, which isn't actually the truth. So the Greys are asking us all to unplug from these, collective created group fields, energy fields of limiting beliefs, and we can either plug into the truth, and also now we use your awareness as a thread of energy and weave it into this ball that all the collective can start kind of creating this new energy field of what the new earth is going to look like. So that's what I'm going to be doing at my next live event. We are going to go to Lumeria because I've been shown that that is the most beautiful place to seed our intentions. The Lumerian waters are going to help nurture and grow these intentions because it is so pristine and like clean there. It's the best waters that we can seed something. And the Greys are wanting to come into to help, and other beings as well are wanting to help support us in creating the new earth. And how that starts is you unplugging from everything else and directing your awareness to a new earth. And when the collective comes together, collective beliefs are powerful, collective intentions are powerful. So stop watching the news, stop watching anything that is creating fear in you. When you hear a word like Donald Trump, and if you have some like negative emotions come up, there's something that you need to unplug from, because there is a level of existence here that is not going to cause any type of negative emotion or fear or anger. There is a reality where everything can be filled with love and peace and harmony and joy, and that's what the Greys are trying to direct us to, because they've already seen what's happened on other planets when they haven't. So they are telling us right now to direct our awareness to how can we create heaven on earth, and we do that through our own beliefs and through our own intentions. So come together with your community, start talking about better healthier, more optimistic things for the world and for the earth and what we see coming. And that is going to be the start of creating the new earth, because our energy and our beliefs and our attention, our awareness is so powerful. So I hope that makes sense. There's more channeled messages that I want to channel from the Greys, but that's all they've shown me right now. So stay tuned for more, and if you do want to join my live event, that's when we will be creating this. Like, the Greys have literally given me a job to, hey Jade, it's your job to start creating this new energy field of the new earth. So people can start plugging into that, believing that it's possible, believing that it will happen in their lifetime instead of this something that like is far, far away. The systems are crumbling now. They're trying to hide that from us, but it's happening, and we are creating a more light-filled, incredible earth. Like, what I see for the future is amazing, and we need to start plugging into that. We all need to start weaving our beliefs and our vision for the future and for this new earth together.